Inviting people to your presentations. I know people get really nervous about this and they're not sure what to say, but I'm going to give you some very simple tips to make inviting people to your in-home presentations really simple, very effective, and fun. So are you ready? Okay, here's your first tip. Invite way more people than you think you need to. Here's a rule of thumb. If 10 people confirm to you that they're going to show up, only 5 will. That's how this works. People are very busy. They say yes to things, other things come up, and then at the last minute, they either forget or they just don't show up. So what's your goal? Is your goal to have 10 people show up at your in-home presentation? Then that means you need to have 20 people actually confirm to you that they're going to show up. So how many phone calls, how many invites do you need to make to get 20 people to confirm? So, like I said in the beginning, you need to invite 2 or 3 times more people than you think you need to get the number of people that you desire to show up. So that's number 1. Also, don't prejudge. This is something that people do all the time, especially when they just get started in their business. They start making lists of people in their mind that they think need this or want this, and those are the only people they talk to. But I want to encourage you, invite everybody, because you have no idea what's really going on behind closed doors and who literally was praying last night for just the opportunity that you're bringing that to them to have better health and to make some more money. So invite everybody that you know. So here's one of the scripts that I'm going to give you on. I'm just going to give you one on the video. You'll be able to download a document in the resources section of our team website that has several different types of invitations that you can use. But here's one. Hey Sue, I wanted to invite you to come over to my house. I just started a new nutritional system and so many people have been asking me about it. So we're going to sample and taste some of my products. It'll be so fun. Are you available next Tuesday? So let's just say Sue says, oh gosh, I'd really love to come, but I'm not available Tuesday. You, because you're following the system and you have scheduled 3 launch presentations or training presentations. If Sue says, oh, I can't make it on Tuesday, but I'd love to come. Guess what your response is? Oh, Sue, well, don't worry because I'm doing the same thing again on Thursday. And if Sue says, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe me, but I really can't make it on Thursday as well. You say, well, don't worry about it, Sue. I have one more the following week on Wednesday. Can you make it to that one? So by having 3 separate dates for your presentation, you do a couple of things. Number 1, you're getting tremendous training because your enroller or your upline leader is going to come with you and do the presentations with you and train you to do them as well. So that's training number 1. And number 2, you have multiple opportunities to invite your guests. You have multiple dates to invite them. That's why having those 3 presentations is so important. Okay. So that's the second thing. Now the third thing here is about how you invite. This is very important. One of the big ways that I see people really struggle and actually fail when it comes to inviting people is by only using technology. They send out a bunch of text messages, they don't get a response, and they wonder why nobody showed up. Or they just put up a Facebook event and they start inviting all these people on Facebook. They don't know who's coming, they get a bunch of maybes, nobody shows up. So here's what's really important. First of all, I want you to use all technology. I want you to use everything. Here's the number 1 most important thing about inviting people is that you connect and speak with people. You need to connect and speak with people. So maybe you're dropping your kids off at school or you're at the gym or a Bible study or church, wherever you're at, and you run into one of your girlfriends or somebody that you want to come to your event. Invite them in person. Make sure you have an actual conversation with them and telling them how excited you are. When you talk to somebody in person and you have a conversation, they get to hear your excitement. They get to see in your eyes how fired up you are. They get to visually see and feel the emotion that's coming out of you. That's why connecting with people for the invite is so important. If you can't meet with people in person, call them on the phone. I know people don't use the phone as much as they used to, but call people on the phone, have an actual conversation voice to voice. I love Zoom. So if you can get on a Zoom with somebody or FaceTime where you can actually look at each other so they can see and hear the excitement in your voice, that's always going to be better. But connecting with somebody voice to voice, face to face, is going to be one of the key things in inviting people. So that's the first way. Secondary, in addition to the invite directly, you're going to send a text message and or an email or a Facebook message. I do all of the above, actually. I really like redundancy for people because they're busy and they forget. So once you've invited somebody in person and they've given you a yes or a maybe, say, I'm going to follow up with you with a text, and I'm going to create an invitation on Facebook so you'll see it there too. Okay, great. So I've spoken with them, either on the phone or in person. I've now texted them the information. And in addition to that, I've created a Facebook event and I have invited them to that. Now, one of the things that's really awesome about a Facebook event is it sends reminders. So Facebook is a really, really big tool for communication, both Facebook Messenger and just the events and stuff. So you want to add them to the Facebook event so they get reminders. And here's the last thing that's really important about having success and inviting people to your event. On the day of your event, you need to send an additional text message to everybody that you have invited that has confirmed or said maybe. And here's what you say. You don't say, am I still going to see you tonight? No. You say this, can't wait to see you tonight. You are assuming that they're going to show up. When somebody gets a message like that, they're thinking, oh gosh, they think I'm coming. I better tell them either that I can't or whatever. But so you'll get a response from them most times that they aren't coming, or you're reminding them again about the presentation that night. So there's a couple of things when I invite people that I like to key in. It's going to be really fast. I'm just going to tell you about what I'm doing, and then we're going to taste the products. If people know that it's something fast and fun and casual, they're a lot more likely to attend that event. Another tip for inviting, I have found that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening are by far the best dates to have in-home events. If it's a weekend or even a Friday night, if anything else comes up, people are much more likely to go do that than to show up at your presentation. But in the middle of the week, when they're already busy and you're not cutting in on their free time, you'll have a lot better response in getting people to your event. So get out there and invite.